Hello, this is B and I'm your BL Info content creator. This is going to be a bit of a rant, so if you don't want to listen to this, just scroll past. So, in the last little while, I haven't been really updating much because I've been really busy doing interviews and have a life outside of being online. And I've been watching what people have been saying and sharing, and there are a few things that I want to talk about, and I've been just trying to think how I could address them. And a lot of these about perception of your favorite artists and companies, particularly within the Thai BL world. Now, we have to remember that these are artists, they're performers, and they're there to sell. Particularly, they're there to sell a fantasy, which is not a problem. And their job is to create a life which makes you feel like they've got everything. Kind of what a lot of us do on Instagram or social media, right? We gotta pretend that we've got a brilliant life, and very few of us want to tell the rest of the world how bad we're feeling. So they're kind of the same thing, but they're artists. So they're always constantly promoting themselves, the work that they do, because that's actually their job. Social media is actually part of their job. And then you also have fans who share these clips, and more often than not, they're edited in their perspective, how they want to see these artists and how they want you to see these artists. And it means that sometimes what you see may not be the whole full picture. And that's also same with our interpretation of how these artists and these companies are interacting. And I know this sounded really cryptic, and I can't share any proof, so it's very hard to explain it. But I'm well aware that there are some artists who are the trouble. They are the reason that something doesn't work out, or their family or people around them are the reason that some things didn't work out. It's not always to do with the company they're with, right? The company is not going to talk about this. There's no reason for them to destroy these artists' life unless they've been really bad. There are also companies who just want to get on with their life and keep doing what they do, knowing also that their fans can be quite hard to work with, and so there's no reason for them to speak up. Yesterday I was watching a clip, a press conference, and that's to do with PDD, but the lawyer made it really, he made a really great statement. The reason this is called fan, that we are called fan, is because it's fanatics, that people can get a little bit over the top about their bias, the people that they love, right? Of course, with the lawyer, he was talking about the threats that he get, and this is very common throughout the world. So that will be the same with our BL actors, and we know that there is no reason to talk bad about these actors because we don't really want to cross the fan, not only for money reason but for emotional reason. And we also know that a lot of these fans who go to events and take videos and photos, you see, and if you follow them, it's almost always that same group of fans for that people. And so they know their mission really well. They know what their assignment is. They know that they are there to promote these actors and their work, and they know what angle you're looking for. And so we often see a lot of that. And I know you're gonna say, no, 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 I know them, and I watch a lot of these videos, I watch a lot of these things, and I do follow them, so it can't be wrong. And more often than not, I often argue that yes, they have a genuine relationship, they have that bond, and whether they go any more than that, I don't know. And it's interesting because I've got to ask this quite a bit at my Thai class. Um, and I get asked often, oh, do you think they're together? And I often shake my head and say no. And mm, and it's because, at the end of the day, there are performers. Now, we have to remember though, the the Thai BL industry and entertainment industry, not only that they have this whole love couple thing, but also they are really there to sell fantasy. And I think a lot of the Asian performers are that, um, which is maybe a little bit more different in sort of the Western media or the entertainment where they can be a bit more candid, and you see them walking around with, you know, sandals and singlets. Asian entertainers generally are not allowed to do that, and they kind of have to keep this image of an idol, and they have to keep this image so that the fans will continue to support them. They also have to hold a much higher morality standard than anyone else because they're expected to be good examples to the society. So there are a lot of things they cannot do, um, and and there are a lot of images that they need to put out there. That if anything is available online publicly, it would be only something that they approved of or the company's approved of. So it won't be anything that they do candidly for the sake of sharing with the fans. But that said, I'm not saying that any of these artists or companies are creating false images for the fan. I do think that a lot of them are genuine, but they are carefully calculated and managed for the sake of their career. And so sometimes, as I said, see things that are posted, um, groups or accounts that appear to be more of a, just stating the truth kind of conversation is not exactly the same. And I also think that, and I think I've mentioned it way, way back, that as inter fans, we still have a distance and we do rely heavily on edited content. And what you see is not always true. Is all I wanted to say. And we kind of have to remember at the end of the day, there's a relationship that we are just fans and there are an artist. They're doing it all for the their career, and that's fine. That's exactly what they should be doing, and that's all we need to remember. Thank you for listening to my rant, my random rant. So I'll see you again next time.